My mom created a fun way for us to learn the most important rules of life. Yah's command.
With Yah's Big Ten Commands, we get to see His what's best for us.
Keep Yah first.
No graven images.
Don't take Yah's name in vain.
Remember Shabbat and keep it holy.
Honor your parents.
Do not kill.
Mr. and Mrs., don't cheat.
Don't steal.
Don't tell lies.
Don't covet.
This changes everything. Get your set of Yah's Big Ten Commands at Big Ten Designs today.
Just green, take me high to the heavenlies. Why don't I just walk away? Everyone needs a little space. Moving so fast into the future. Dancing so fast. It's hard to bear. It's all consuming. Above all the world, the wind and seas, you reach for me and lead me to the hiding place. Come away and rest. Meditate, meditate, reset. Come away and rest. Meditate, meditate, reset. Come away and rest. Meditate, meditate, reset. Come away and rest. Most High is my relief. Showing your strength is perfect even when I'm weak. Your word sustains me. I can suffer long. Nothing can change me or take away my love of Yah. Into the future, needing answers so bad. It's hard to bear. It's all consuming, but above the world, the wind and seas, you reach for me and lead me to
Grace
the
and
high
peace, shalom, shalom, salama, grace and peace, family. I pray that you all are well. If you can hear me clearly, do me a favor and give me a 1. Give me a 1 in the chat if you can hear me clearly. Just gonna wait, make sure everybody can hear me clearly. All right, all praises to the Most High. I'm so glad y'all can hear me well. Praise Yah. I'm so glad to have y'all here tonight. Man, it's a lot going on, fam. It's a lot going on. And I know that this is a somber time. So I'm going to give y'all a general shalom. I'm going to say thank you so much for coming in. But I want to go ahead and I want to discuss some things really quickly with you all. I want to give a shout out to the African Israelite Justice Foundation. I want to give a shout out to the African Israelite Justice Foundation, led by brothers Benaiah, Israel, and brother Lorvins, son of Shemites. And we came together with the foundation. Shout out to Sister E as well, was a part of the foundation. We came together a few days ago regarding a very serious situation. Do me a favor and put a 2 in the chat if you got a chance to hear the situation that we have to come together regarding Sister Anastasia and baby Nehemiah. Put a 2 in the chat if you were either on my platform or Brother Benaiah's, Brother Lorvin, Sister E's platform, and you're aware of what's going on. So this is a very, very tough situation. And all praises to the Most High. He used you all. Family, he used you all. He used you all in such an incredible, incredible way. I just really want to honor each and every one of you. I mean, absolutely each and every one of you. Because you all showed up in a way that I don't think I've seen this among us, this unity among us, in a tangible way where everything was put to the side and we gathered together to support one of our own. I mean, in this capacity, we are seeing it more and more, but in this capacity where this family was divided and you all stepped up the way that you did, I just want to say thank you. Praise Yahuwah for you, and thank you so much for the sacrifices that each and every one of you made. I mean, some of y'all had $5 to give, and that's what you gave. Some of y'all had $500 or $1,000, and that's what you gave. And when I tell you the impact that you've made, I am so, so grateful. And as more news comes out, yes, they were able to meet their goal. All praises to the Most High, their financial goal. But as more news comes out regarding how the legal team is handling this situation, I will definitely keep you all abreast. So yes, all praises to the Most High for the unity in our community. All praises to him. Because tonight we have to actually talk about the disunity of our nation as a whole. Now, I praise Yahuwah because he has opened our eyes and he showed us who we are. But you know, as well as I know, that so many of our brothers and sisters are still sleeping. And when I say brothers and sisters, I'm talking about the bloodline. I'm not calling them brothers and sisters for any other reason. And with that said, this is why it's a very somber time. Because we all received word yesterday that another life was taken. Another life was taken senselessly from us as a people, as a nation. The life of Sonia Massey. And like you, I have been spending a good portion of my day finding out what happened, when it happened, how it happened, why it happened. It's one of those things where, I mean, if I were to be 100% honest with y'all, I'm so tired. I'm so tired of seeing our nation being terrorized. I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one. And we have demons and warlocks and witches who wear white hoods or they wear uniforms, police uniforms, to terrorize us. And it's very difficult when we as a people have been under this psychological trauma for as long as we have been, to see it happen again. I want to extend my condolences to the Massey family. Her eldest son, by the name of Malachi, I too have a Malachi, who's just almost a year younger than her eldest. And I believe her daughter, Summer, to her father and to her mother. Our deep condolences. And I'm going to ask at this time that we extend a moment of silence for the loss of Sonya Massey. It's uncomfortable to sit in that silence because we know all too well what this pain feels like. I believe that the Most High Yahuwah He is stirring something up within the collective of our nation to where the pain that we experience is almost as though we've lost a loved one that we've known well, even if we've never even known them, even if we did not know that they existed. When we find out that they have been brutally terrorized, it hurts like it's one of our own, because it is one of our own. And so with that said, I am going to have our discussion tonight because the young lady's video who I'm going to be sharing with you all tonight, she had some very, very hard things to say. And I think it's so important for us to hear them. But I also want us to be aware that nothing is as it seems. And so when we see the pain that has happened with this sister right here, Sonya Massey, understand that the enemy, he wants to use this as an opportune time to once again cause us to oppose ourselves. And if you don't understand what I mean, just understand that nothing that he does is original. He has been using trauma of this nature, afflicting us, to cause us to move and operate in fear, cause us to make decisions that are not in our collective best interest, namely political. And my friends, do not be deceived. You see, they say that don't ever let a good tragedy go to waste. And that is exactly how the powers that should not be view us, as a tragedy that they cannot allow to be wasted. So I'm going to share with you all, before I share the other video, I'm going to share with you all this interview that was done by CBS with Sonya Massey's father and his attorney, the family's attorney, and you all know him well, Ben Crump. And I want you all to pay close attention to the wording, especially the wording that Ben Crump uses regarding this situation here. Take a listen.
We return now to the very tragic story of a woman killed by a sheriff's deputy after she called 911 asking for help. Now, the body cam footage, we showed it to you earlier, shows the encounter between 36-year-old Sonya Massey and Deputy Sean Grayson in Springfield, Illinois. The mother of two had called 911 to report a suspected prowler outside her home earlier this month. Grayson has pleaded not guilty to first-degree murder. Joining us now is Sonya's father. His name is James Wilburn, along with civil rights attorney Benjamin Crump, who is representing the family. Good morning to you both. I want to start with you, Mr. Wilburn, because this video that we saw earlier was heartbreaking to those of us who didn't even know Sonya. I cannot imagine what it is like for you to have known your daughter the way that you did. And I know when these stories happen, it's just another story in the news. But for you, I always say the victim was somebody's everything. So before we get into the details of the case, please tell us what she was like and what you're missing most about her. Who was she?
She was one of my 4 daughters. I don't think that looking at that tape with my old heart from before 2022, I had quadruple heart bypass surgery and I suffered from congestive heart failure. But I don't think my old heart could have taken this.
You know, I'm hearing that you were told conflicting stories. What were you told, the circumstances of this shooting?
Well, I was never told that it was a deputy-involved shooting. We were under the impression that she was killed by the intruder or some other person from the street or something, and they just went in there and found her dead body. I did not find out that the deputies killed her until my brother asked for Sonia's address, and I gave it to him. And he said, "Brother, this says deputies involved." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" But we were all misled to believe that. And then there was a story that this was self-inflicted, a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Oh my goodness.
So I think the cover-up started from just right after it happened. Thank God for the body camera footage. It's probably the most horrible and heart-wrenching thing that we've ever seen in our lives. But if it were not for the body cam footage, we would not have known that this occurred.
Yes, I say thank goodness too for that body cam footage, because we in the video it clearly shows she was not approaching him with steaming hot water, number one, which is what he said at the beginning. When he was asked about the gun, clearly there was no gun. She had said to the officer, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus," which seemed to set him off. What do you think she meant? What does that mean? What was going on that you think that she would say those words to him?
I think that she feared for her life. There was some premonition that she had. And it seems like he was just an emissary of Satan. And that's what caused him to do what he did. It's just unexplainable.
Yeah.
Attorney Crump, it's Vlad here. I want to ask you about the reports that Officer Grayson was now working at his 6th police department in just under 4 years. What have you learned about that? And to the point that Mr. Wilburn is making and that Gail was just talking about, what does it say to you that the first thing that we hear Officer Grayson say after he has killed Sonia is, "She was coming at me with boiling water"?
You know, it's just no justification, no matter what he tries to say. We see this video with our own eyes. And Vlad, this is one of the worst videos of a police shooting ever. I mean, he did not have to shoot her. And you see him, even though he's trying to say he wasn't gonna have this boiling water get to him, he actually walks around the counter and engages to get a better shot. And that's what the state attorney's investigation found, that he actually engaged her. He could have done so many things to not shoot her in the face. He could have backed up. He could have used taser. I mean, it was the size difference. Vlad and Gail, he's over 2 times as big as her. She's 5'1", 110 pounds. He's like 6'5", 260 pounds. It's just senseless and god-awful.
Mr. Crump, it's Tony DeCopel. We've talked to you on numerous occasions in cases like this. There have been others as well. And yet you're right, this is a particularly shocking video. What do you think the larger issue is? Why do we keep having these conversations? Why do we keep seeing these videos?
We certainly think it's the implicit bias that permeates in American society now. And when we think about what's going on with the presidential politics. In 2020, it was the George Floyd torture video that galvanized people in our community to act. In 2024, I believe it's going to be the Sonya Massey shooting video that galvanizes people in our community to act.
All right, family. Did y'all hear that? We're going to put our thinking caps on here. So the man asked Ben Crump, what do you think is the larger issue? Why do we keep seeing this? And what was Ben Crump's response? His response was, in 2020, George Floyd. Now in 2024, Sonya Massey. That's what's going to be used to galvanize our people. Bingo. Never let a good tragedy go to waste, right? The same playbook on the people. And we have to understand that this tragedy happened on July 6th. Trump's assassination attempt was on July 20th, I believe. So the footage was released, no, 21st, as a matter of fact, was when he had the assassination attempt. The footage now, a day later, I'm off on my days. I think it's 2 days. It was the 20th. So the footage now of what happened to her has been released on July 22nd. So what we need to understand is that it's like what we hear all the time in our community. We hear it being said, but I don't think that we fully understand until it's right in front of our face once again. We were saying when this whole situation went down with Trump, how is it going to come back to us? How is it going to come back to us? They have to bring it back to us. Why do they have to bring it back to us? Because of who we are. Because of who we are. Trump's assassination was to his ear. This one that actually did take someone's life was straight to her head. And these are the things that the powers that should not be use to get the Negroes, to get the Black folk galvanized to continue to play their game, to continue to play their game. Was it on the 13th? Man, okay, my days are way off then. You're right, July 13th. Okay, that's right. He took the stage at 6:06, was shot at 6:16. Man, that's wild. But see, all of this stuff that's happening, it's happening once again to pull us in, to get our energy stirred towards this beast system. That's right, Sister Barbara. That's right, Sister Cynthia. Setups. That's right. To get us, to keep us, there it is, to stay engaged in the matrix. And see, this is why we need to have discernment. Because when we are afflicted, traumatically afflicted, that's when we're dealing with fear and we're dealing with anxiety. And when people make decisions that are fear-based, they're usually not wise decisions. Yeah. No word on CBN. She said, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. This is why this is spiritual. You see, because with Trump, It's a prophecy that he's going to go and he's going to become this born again believer, and America's going to be radically changed, and revival is coming to America based off of this assassination attempt. And they'll convince themselves of this while they let Amber Rose get up there, while they let some Hindu woman say her Hinduistic prayer, all of this at the RNC. But these evangelicals will convince themselves that he is the chosen one. They even make a worship song. So how does the Democratic Party respond to this? We do the same playbook that we always do. We cause trauma, or the trauma that has happened to the Black community, we galvanize it. We use it as an opportunity to rally the troops, to get them to vote. We need to understand this stuff is demonic, y'all. This stuff is demonic. I'm gonna say a few more words, and I don't know if I'm played all the way out, but let's see what else he has to say.
Call says, Mr. James said, this so-called police officer should have never been on the sheriff's force. He had 2 DUIs, and he had went from multiple police departments, like Vlad said, and that is a question. Why was he even on the force? We agree with the judge at the bond hearing. He is a threat to public safety.
Ben, there are so many questions here. Looking at this video, I'm telling you, this one hit different for a lot of people. None of them are good, but this one in particular hit different because she clearly, from what we could see, hadn't done anything to harm this officer or threaten this officer. Mr. Wilburn, I know that your daughter was 36 years old, had 2 children. How old are your grandchildren, and how are they processing this?
My oldest is Malachi, he's 17. And Summer, Jeanette, she's 15. And we're taking it day to day. They're having a very hard time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Man, they don't care about our pain, man. I saw this father, I was like, man, just broke my heart seeing this man like this. This is a dad. Man, I spent time with my dad just this last month. I hadn't seen him in 7 years, y'all. And I tell you, there's something about a father that is just so deep. I found new love for my father that I didn't even know I had or could possess, just spending some time with him. And they don't care about any of us in this system. And I want to be very clear that this is not about Democrats or Republicans. This is about the Babylonian beast system that has come against the children of Israel, just like in the ancient days. It's the politics of this world, because the God of this world owns the politicians of this world. And anybody who doesn't understand that, especially in our community after all of this time, you got to get this through your skull. You have to understand that it is your spiritual nature that they're after to corrupt. And the devil don't care how he does it. You're lending your members to corruption. Ernest Smith says, please vote blue, no time for games. Whites will feel they can kill us anytime if Trump gets elected. Man, I hear you. I hear you, and that's why I'm here to tell you that I'm glad that you're here tonight. Because the truth is, my brother, is that it's not about the puppet. And that includes the puppet party, whether the puppet party is Democrat or the puppet party is Republican, whether the puppet is Trump or whether the puppet is Kamala or Biden. Listen, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna share that video because I want y'all to understand. And I don't know where this woman's politics stand. I don't know where they stand, but what she says, I'm just gonna tell y'all need to apply it across the board. I'm so serious about that. Apply it across the board. I'm not gonna pull up this one. I'll pull up the other one. Y'all give this a thumbs up. We're getting ready to play this video. All right, y'all. Hold on to your seats.
Do you know that Kamala is a token? Do you know that nobody wanted to endorse her? Not even Obama wanted to endorse her because she's incompetent. Nobody wanted her in the position, but they did it because she was black. That's an insult. That means you're not intelligent enough. That means you're not quick enough. That means you're not smart enough. That means you're not even equipped. You're just black. And it works. And I know that I have been laying low politically because, again, I've been indicted. Understand something. I've been indicted by the Biden administration as a black woman for standing against the murder of innocent children, including and especially because they take up the biggest margin, black babies, okay? So now Biden has stepped down, right? And I have been laying low. I've been like, listen, I'm not saying nothing. I'm going to just live my life. I'm in Vegas. I'm about to go to the buffet. I'm just trying to eat. I'm trying to be at Sphere. And I'm trying to be at Flyover Vegas, enjoying my little life with my husband before sentencing. But I have to say something. Let me explain something to you. And I'm speaking to the black community. I have to. I'm speaking to the black community, and I'm going to keep it a buck. If you, in your heart, feel like, oh, they're going to put up Kamala, I'm going to vote for Kamala, you are telling me how ignorant you are when it comes to politics, not as a person, because just because you are ignorant according to politics doesn't mean you're an ignorant person, but you are very ignorant according to politics. And I'm going to tell you why. And a lot of people will get offended, but I don't care. I'm going to be honest with you, okay? Kamala, number one, has never been for the black community. I want you to understand something. Kamala has played a part, just like Joe Biden, in persecuting and putting African-American people in jail by the droves. Okay, when it comes to drug crime, she has treated drug crime as if it was murder. Okay, and then on top of that, let me explain something to you. The only reason why Kamala is a vice president in the first place is because she's black. It is not because she is qualified. It is not because she is competent. It is because she's black. Now, why should you be offended? You would think, oh, well, yeah, we black people, we supposed to support our black folk. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, let me explain something to you. You should be offended beyond rapport because of the fact that somebody is willing to put someone in a seat for their color, even when they're not qualified to do a favor for you. Let me explain to you how the last 4 years have went. Up 3, coming into this 4. Let me explain something to you. So for the first three years, Kamala has not cared about the black community, okay? Kamala and Biden have been doing everything in their power to support illegal immigrants. They have been coming in this country. They're getting your benefits. They putting their kids, these illegal immigrants are going into your kids' schools. They in the hood. They're taking over. You're no longer relevant. They're taking over, okay? But then on top of that, okay, they're giving them money. They're giving them credit cards. I mean, they're booking them, taking them. You got immigrants coming straight out of Mexico living better than you did, and your ancestors done built this country up. Boo. Let me explain something to you. That's how valuable you are to the Democrat community, okay? But now, boom, year 4. It's election time. Y'all, we ain't really did nothing for these niggas. I guess we got to do something. Let's call up Kirk Franklin. and he comes to the White House. Kurt Franklin went on that stage with them tight shorts or tight suit and that extra low button top that he wears on stage. And he danced and he got a check. And that was for you. They paid him to please you. That's how important you are. When Hillary.
So I am so glad for all of you people who just rolled up in my live, because obviously y'all don't know me. So let me introduce myself. I'm Ashanda at large. I'm not Ashanda in the minor. I'm not Ashanda in your box. What do you think Trump is going to do for your black butt? It's either blue or you get nothing for the rest of your life. That's the matrix you're in. That's the matrix you're in because you don't know who you are. You're lost. And you believe that one of these parties is going to do something for you. You believe Trump is going to do something for you. No, you don't believe Trump is. What you say Kamala is, right? See, that's your matrix. We don't run that game around here. We don't play by the devil's rules around here. You still stuck in Babylon. Are you stuck in Babylon? Are you don't know nothing? You're stuck. That's why you keep voting for your puppet master. You're voting for your puppet master and coming over here and asking me how much MAGA is paying me. I pray that Yahuwah opens your eyes tonight, because it ain't about red, it ain't about blue. It's about getting them chains off of your mind. None of these people care about you, boo. You like how I rhymed? I'm a poet. I did that.
Hillary wants to campaign, she don't actually focus on issues in the black community that are needed. She says, oh, I got hot sauce in my bag, boo. Are you pandering to us? Is it working? Oh, y'all forget. Your memory is terrible. Y'all forget. She said, is it working? That's how valuable you are as a vote. That she don't even got to invest to get your vote. She don't even have to work and put the agenda in and start to show proof to get your vote. Black woman, black man, you so special to be black. You so special to be black that you don't even get no benefits for it. We'll just put Kurt Franklin in and let him dance for the day. That'll do. Oh, the Mexicans, we're going to invest in them. We're going to have them come from the border. We're going to do everything in our power for them. But for you niggas over there, y'all good. Let me explain something to you. Y'all don't understand the amount of racism that you co-sign. You look crazy. These people see you as animals and dogs.
Mods, please do not block anybody. Unless they cussing at me, do not block them. I want them to get whatever they need to get out. Let them get it out. We're going to dialogue tonight. This ain't no echo chamber. This ain't no echo chamber. It ain't no us four and no more. Our job is to be light and salt to our nation first, then go to the uttermost parts of the earth. And we can't be light and salt if we can't even learn to communicate. And I mean no disrespect to anybody tonight, because I would rather you come here tonight and think that I am pro-Trump and understand that I am not. I am pro my people. I am pro Yah's people waking up from out of our collective slumber. That these politicians keep us locked in. Democrats say, do you want to put them in the silver chains or do you want to put them in the gold chains? Republicans said, I'll take the gold chain. They said, I'll take the silver chain. Either way, it's still a chain on your mind that needs to be broken. So go ahead and get it out. Get it out your system. Say what you need to say. I want you to come tonight. I want you to ask these questions. I want you to say what you got to say, because it's time for the shackles to come off of our people's minds. This ain't new for me. This ain't new for me at all. Understand that. It's new for you, maybe. It's not new for me. I'm not easily offended either. So please, go ahead, get out your system what you need to get out, but understand that I pray that Babylon comes up off your heart and off your mind when you finish listening to this.
They tell you it's raining and are pissing on your head, and you sit there and you let them, and it blows my mind. Okay? Blows my mind. Let me explain something to you. I have never in my life dealt with racism. People are like, oh, you know, technically it's systematic. Systematic racism means it's supposed to be racism there in the system, but you can't see it because it's so intertwined in the system. Let me explain something to you. I did not experience racism until the day Joe Biden used Letitia James, a black attorney general, along with Damian Williams, a black FBI head of FBI agency.
So I want to give Lady N the opportunity to say her piece. She says there's a lot of ignorance in here. Let me tell y'all how serious I am about this tonight. Do not come up here unless you are Lady J. If you're Lady J, you come up here and explain yourself. What ignorance exactly are you referring to? Don't be a coward neither. Don't sit there in the comment section calling us ignorant. I'm giving you the opportunity to come on here and state your piece so that you don't only have to use a certain amount of characters in the comment section. I want you to be able to express yourself. I want you to use your voice in the same way you're using your thumbs to type. Use your voice to communicate effectively. You see, because ignorance means a lack of knowledge in a particular area. So therefore, since you are saying that we're ignorant, I want you to clearly communicate to us what our level of ignorance is so that we can dialogue and we can all begin to understand one another, since we all supposed to be in each other's corner. So please, go on, come on, listen. I don't have time for cowards. But if you're going to come on up here and say your piece, you're more than welcome. The link is there for you.
And they indicted me for standing against the abortion murder of black kids. Do you know the agent that they used to investigate me was a black man? He has an African name. Do you know that they used their tokens to go after black people that got out of line? They used the guys in the house in line cleaning the bathroom to get the ones out on the field trying to wake people up to know that this is slavery and this is bondage. Do you know that? Do you know that Kamala is a token? Do you know that nobody wanted to endorse her? Not even Obama wanted to endorse her because she's incompetent. Nobody wanted her in the position, but they did it because she was black.
Ooh.
That's an insult. That means you're not intelligent enough. That means you're not quick enough. That means you're not smart enough. That means you're not even equipped. You're just black. And it works. And no, it's not benefiting the entire black community. No, let's just put a token in because that's enough of them. They'll struggle to the end as long as they can look up at that token for the rest of their life. How? Listen, I promise you I wasn't going to say nothing. That's DoorDash right there. I wasn't going to say nothing. But you might have to go to the front. I think your food is there. In a second. They dropping it off at the lobby. Let me say something to you. I am so tired of the black community and y'all low standards. The standards are so low. You are so low in your standards, that even in your vote, that we are looked at as a joke. Do you understand other communities are coming in and laughing at us? You have Russians and Ukrainians and people from all these different countries coming in. They're getting trade jobs. They're starting businesses. They're buying houses on the block. They've been here for 10 years and we're scrambling to the top. And yet we don't stand for it when it really matters. We just want to see somebody that look like us and we good. Oh, she look like us. That works. That's your standard? That works? Oh, she look like me. She's black. First of all, she's not, but I ain't even gonna go there with you. For your sake, for your peace and comfort, yeah, she's black. But guess what? She don't give a damn about you. She don't give a damn about you. She didn't petition for nothing regarding the black community since she's been up there. But you know what, Kirk Franklin? Pull up. because you know we ain't really been doing nothing for 3 years. Go ahead, pull up and sing, dance, twirl. That's what they see y'all as. Dance, twirl, sing, nigga. I'm going to say it straight up because it's a hard thing to hear, but you need to hear it. You're out of line when you speak the gospel of Jesus, when you speak the truth, when you say that abortion is murder, when you say that these things are wrong, when you say that homosexuality is wrong, you are out of line. Who are you to say what's wrong and what's right and who's a true and living God? Go dance. Go dance. Get your leotard, get on stage, put on your heels and shake your butt. Get your long weave, boo. Y'all bragging about who got the longest weave. They over here crossing $1 million transactions under your nose on your dollar. Go dance. Go shake. Go dribble the ball. Go ball out. Go play that basketball, boo. Go hit a football. Go hit a touchdown and shut up. Hit a touchdown and shut up. That's what you do. What do you mean? You out here standing in front of an abortion clinic like you somebody. You gotten a little too uppity, nigga. You out of line. Let me tell you something. Had I had really been out here committing crime for real, stealing and being a detriment to this nation for real, a danger on the streets, I would have got a pat on my wrist. Are you kidding me? They would have said, all right, girl, go ahead. You out here acting up. Go live your life. They wouldn't have did nothing. Federally indicted, secret grand jury meeting to put out all the videos of me standing in front, preaching the gospel, not with a bat, not with a gun, nothing. Just standing there preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ, declaring the truth and saying that abortion is murder. Now you get a federal indictment. You got the FBI watching you. Do you know the FBI been watching me since 2019? I went to Africa and back. I went to Nigeria. They recorded when my baby was born. They documented when my baby was born. They documented when we went to Nigeria for a missions trip. They documented when me and Ricky got married. They documented everything I did because I was a nigga out of line.
You see, she's saying some stuff y'all don't want to hear, but it's true. All y'all black Democrats up in here hollering about Black Lives Matter. Y'all are lying. Y'all lying to yourself. See, because I've been out to them abortion clinics. Been standing out there just like she was, seeing our sisters go in there, pregnant 1 minute, scared, come out the next. They took oral medication that's going to act about 2 to 3 days to destroy the living child that was within them, that black child. You know what I'm saying? The one that you say that matters. I mean, no, that's right. I'm sorry. He doesn't or she doesn't matter unless they're out of the womb. But in the womb, they are just a blob. They don't really have life. There's no viability in them. They don't feel pain when the doctor takes that long, sharp knife and sticks them in the back of their spinal cord up into their cranium to their brain and then sucks out their brain mass with that same knife in a vacuum because the mother she didn't know what else to do. See, I'm not one of them people who's gonna get down and get hard on the mother because I've been out there. I've actually been out there standing on the front lines. What you need to understand is this platform was built on the back of me standing outside of an abortion clinic, watching my sisters go in there, pregnant 1 minute and baby gone the next. But you telling me about Black life, you will be the same one sitting there saying hashtag Sonia Massey. But you would not care about Sonia Massey if she died in her mother's womb. Because the Democrats told you that that wasn't important. It wasn't important to be concerned about the child that's in the mother's womb because every woman deserves the right to choose, right? Not considering that the mother made her choice when she laid down and got pregnant. And that does not mean that the father should not be held accountable. He should be. But understand that your politics has corrupted your morality. Your politics has corrupted your soul. You're more concerned about casting a vote than you are concerned about the life, the innocent life It is within a mother's womb. You can't have this argument with me. I have 10 children. I have 10. So you're coming onto this platform very unaware of who you're dealing with. I'm not interested in your Babylonian politics because I recognize it for what it is and what it's always been. The thing is that you don't know that every time you cast your vote for one of these politicians, namely on the Democratic ticket, you're casting your vote for Baal. You're casting your vote for Molech. You're casting your vote for those who sacrifice little children. Well, go off. Go off.
That's what y'all want. Y'all vote people in, and y'all don't understand you're voting in your image of being a nigga in line. That's what you do when you vote Democrat. That's what you do when you dare decide, oh, I'm going to support Kamala. That's what you are. You're literally a sheep. You're a sheep, and you're not even a good sheep. At least a sheep follows a good shepherd, a shepherd that feeds them and takes care of them. Y'all don't even care. Y'all shepherd got y'all blind, naked, deaf, and dumb, robbing your country, sending your money to Ukraine. Kamala ain't petitioning for you. You kidding me? People in Ukraine living good right now. I'm seeing a bunch of Ukrainians over here, a bunch of Mexicans all in my neighborhood. It's mad Mexicans in Uruguay. Mad Mexicans. I ain't never seen this many Mexicans in Uruguay. You got Ukrainian people all over the place. They two-stepping, living good. We live in a nice neighborhood. We got them moving up with us. They moving in our neighborhood. Chilling. What? Living good, eating good, vegetarian with the brown rice. And now, it's election year, you guys. Mind you, they didn't even want to put Kamala in. They really didn't want her. She was the last result. How does that make you feel, black woman? You're supposed to be so strong. You're supposed to be so intelligent. And I'm not saying that you're not. But doesn't it insult you that somebody is only in a position that they're in because they're black and they're a woman and they need the vote? They could give a dang about anything else?
Fly girl, you're welcome to come up. I put that link in for you. You said I'm a closet Trump supporter. Wow, that's hilarious. But feel free to come up and express yourself. Why it is that you believe that I'm a closet Trump supporter. Yeah, that's rich. Like I said, please don't be a coward. If you say things in the chat, you can't back it up. And for those of you who are not familiar with how my platform runs, I'm going to need you to back up the claims that you make, especially about me, with sources. I'm going to need you to back it up with sources. Feel free to go through my video catalog, or you can check my voting record. Oh, that's right, I don't vote. I'm sorry, I guess you'll have to try again. All right, let's continue.
That she's intelligent, that she's smart, that she's a great speaker. She's a joke. She make black women look like a joke. She make us look like we goofy. Yeah, you know, what's the line she say? She repeat the same sentence 10 different times because she don't know what she's saying, probably because she's nervous. But guess what? When she was in there putting them niggas in jail, she wasn't nervous being a prosecutor. She knew exactly what to say. She knew exactly what to do. She ain't that innocent. She ain't that innocent. Sorry. Do a little bit more research. Be a little bit more confident in this season. Don't be a dummy. Don't follow the sheep. Do better. Do better. Please, I'm begging you. Do better.
All right. I apologize about that. I apologize. Can y'all hear me now? Okay, okay. So that was a lot. That was a lot. And we got a lot of people who came out tonight uh, who are obviously Kamala Harris supporters, hit dogs hollering everywhere. And it's weird to me because I keep putting the link out. I keep giving them opportunities to prove me ignorant, closeted Trump supporter, whatever else that was said tonight. I want you to have your 15 seconds or even a full minute if you want to express yourself why it is that you believe these things. I'm giving you the opportunity. I see one person has joined us. So what I'm going to ask you to do is just put yourself up to the camera real quick so I can see you. Beautiful. Thank you. And then you want to go ahead and be on camera. You can stay on camera. If not, then you can shut off your camera. It's up to you. Okay, perfect. So we got Stephanie who has come in here tonight. Everybody do me a favor. Be respectful to Stephanie as she is coming in to share her thoughts. Thank you so much. Stephanie, welcome to Ashanda at Large. Now, I would love to hear your take. Where do you stand politically? What do you think about the video that was expressed by this woman concerning Kamala Harris and the Democratic Party as a whole? Please feel free to share your thoughts.
All right. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Sister Ashanda, for allowing me to be on the show. Where I stand politically for the past, really since the Most High he woke me up. At first, I was independent. Then, when I started seeing and understanding more about where I stood with him and who I am, and the bloodline, because I'm a part of 12 tribes. I'm like, well, what's the point of voting? Because they cater to us so well during the voting season. They give us these promises, but of course, once these people are in office, it's a complete 180. It's always been this way, always. So I don't care for politics. I'll give my opinion, I'll talk to people, but I don't care for it. And the young lady, I'm so glad she just went ahead and just told the truth, because politics is just another game for the people in the upper echelon and a part of not just Caucasians, but people who cater to the people in upper echelon as well. It's just another game for them to play to pull the wool over people's eyes. And I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I said absolutely.
Okay. So there's no reason to put hope into them. There's no reason to put hope into these men and women when of course they don't give us life, health, and strength. They don't give us a sound mind. They do not provide for us. So there's no reason to put our hope into them. There's absolutely no reason. I don't care if they say they're Christian or whatever. There's no reason. It's a very clear sign, especially with the passing of Miss Sonia Harris, I believe that was her name. Because it's going to continue happening. It's just that because it seems like these incidents are few and far between. It's not. It's just the lynching of so-called Black people it's never stopped. It's never stopped. So yeah, it's high time that we do come together and really show love to one another in whatever way we can.
Yes.
And whatever way that the Most High shows us to do so, because if we don't, then that's going to be our behind when he comes back, and the judgment that he's putting down on the U.S. and the other nations is he's going to come and get us too and put us in our place. But yes, we really need to be on point and just keep walking in his word. Just keep walking in it, no matter how difficult it's getting.
Yes.
And that's all I have. That's all I have to say. I appreciate it again, Sister Shonda.
Well, thank you so much for everything that you said, Sister Stephanie. I really appreciate you coming on and sharing your views. The thing is that I think it's very important that we, as a community that does not go by the rules of the Babylonian beast system, whether they tell us there's two parties for us to choose from, Republican or Democrat, that we don't feel like our voices are irrelevant and our voices aren't necessary. Our voices are 100% relevant. They are the most relevant voices, especially in this day and this time. We have to be able to communicate our points effectively to those who are on either side, swinging either side of the pendulum, either side of the matrix, if you will. And I don't even like to really use that term as much because, you know, it has become just like this, just something that people say when they think that they're out of the box, but they're really not. They're just compartmentalized in someone else's box. Listen, the system of Babylon is a system of Babylon. And what we need to understand is that Babylon takes its root out of Babel. So for those of you who are still in here who lean towards a Democratic vote or even a Republican, we need to understand the spiritual implications of what we're dealing with. So Babylon, again, leads back to Babel, to the Tower of Babel. And we need to understand that that word, the root of it is confusion. It's confusion. So this is why every few years we are put into a place of mass confusion. I would even say we're put into a place of, how do I say, mind control, if you will. It's a mass mind control. And that's whether it's on the Republican ticket or the Democratic ticket, it's mind control. Because when you see the savior complexes of these candidates and the worshipfulness of their followers, can understand that in nature, what we're dealing with is something that is spiritual. It might come off as though it's political, but it is not political. And one of the reasons why you can tell it's not within itself only solely political is when you deal with someone who has been, how do we say, initiated into a cult, if you will. When you try to help them to understand that what they're dealing with is a cult and they're showing cult-like behavior, then they're going to be hostile. They're going to have hostility against you because they feel as though you are personally attacking them. Now, see, if this was purely politics, why will we get the reactions from our fellow brothers and sisters in the bloodline when we address the issues that's wrong with their particular party, whether it's the issues wrong with the Republican Party or the Democrat Party? Why would there be such hostility? Why would they name call? Why would they threaten? Why would they make up things? Why would they sit there and try to paint your character as something other than what it is? Because you're showing them that their political candidate is a god that they have chosen to worship. Why is that the case? You see, because if it was purely politics, then an intelligent populace, which the original framework of the government for the United States of America, the Virgin Islands, same difference. We are U.S. territory, but the United States was initially a republic. Now everyone's talking about, oh, democracy, democracy. The republic was instituted for a well-educated populace. For a well-educated populace, namely, of course, at the time, it was supposed to be solely for white men who owned property. But over time, the politics shifted into what we now have as a quote unquote democracy, whereby you don't necessarily have to be, aware politically of the ideological stances that any governing official holds to. All you have to do is go out and vote for what appears to line up in close proximity to your supposed values. And when it comes to our people, that's not even something that happens. Because as someone commented before, Lyndon Johnson said, I'll have these niggas voting Democrat for the next, how long did he say? 40 years, something like that? How long did he say? Because Black people were by and large voting Republican before that. But what we need to understand is that it doesn't matter whether our people were voting Republican or they switched to Democrat. All of us are operating as a nation under the system of PTSD, post-traumatic slave disorder. We're just trying to find where we can lay our head and rest comfortably in Babylon. And that's what's caused us to marry ourselves with the system of Babylon. Stockholm Syndrome. Someone else spoke about it a little bit earlier. That's what we're seeing, mass Stockholm Syndrome. I'm going to try now to relate to the one who is holding me captive. I'm going to see their humanity, and now I'm going to defend them. They're holding me captive, but I'm going to defend them. So let's talk Kamala, since that's what we're here. Kamala Harris, we know she was the Attorney General in California. When she was the Attorney General, she locked up more Black men, I think, than any other Attorney General in recent history, and kept them in their prison sentences past their date, and for minor offenses. Minor. She was not considered a quote unquote Black woman until she began to go into higher heights of the political arena. She was Indian because her mother is Indian and her father is Jamaican. So she was considered the first East Indian woman to this, and the first East Indian woman to do that. But because she has close enough proximity to the quote unquote Black community, now she is being propped up as the second Obama. So when these same people who say that they understand that there is a huge inequity financially between us and them white folk, and therefore we need to address that, or we need to address the issue of reparations because we were never paid for our ancestors' labor. And that's why there's such a huge disparity. What do you say when Kamala tells you directly to your face, if you're going to ask me if I'm going to do anything directly or specifically for Black folk, no. But yet you are exhausting your energy and yourself to support someone who does not support you. It's just as the woman said before. What did she say? What were her words? She said, you're sheep, and you're not even a good sheep. Because a good sheep look for a good shepherd. But you're being abused. You're being abused in this system. BJ Jones, how can you reach a selected group of people to tell them it's okay? You can stop loving your slave masters and they've been lied to. This is the hard part right here. This is the hard part. This is why I say it's spiritual. You see, our people have been deluded into thinking that this is solely political. It's spiritual. The chains are spiritual. It's very difficult to pull our people out of this plantation mindset where they feel like they have to be a part of the system. They just got to be a part of it. You know, if our people collectively decided that we weren't going to vote at all, I mean, collectively, what would that look like? I mean, I am really asking, I've been asking this question long before I ever had a platform. And now that I do, I'm going to take advantage of it. What would it look like if our people collectively decided that I'm voting for the couch as president and a pack of Doritos for vice president? If we collectively stayed out of Babylon's politics, what would happen? Because you're trying to fearmonger me and tell me that I must vote for Kamala Harris to avoid Project 2025. That's what you're telling me. And then I have the conservative blacks telling me I must vote for Trump, otherwise I'm going to be taken over by the immigrants. So you're fear-mongering me on both sides. And I am sitting here saying to you, have you not been in this nation for, how old are you? How long have we been here? I mean, let's just run back a little bit of history. How long have we been here? And at what point, whether it was Republican or Democrat, did we fare well? Please, somebody educate me, because I apparently am very ignorant to this. At what point did we fare well collectively as a nation? I'm not talking about a few Boule Negroes. I'm not talking about a few Ben Crumps and a few Kamalas and a few Oprahs. I'm not talking about those who were selected to rule over the rest of us. I'm not talking about the sellouts. I'm saying collectively, we as a people, at what point in American politics, whether it's local or it's federal, oh, I stepped on some toes, I know, because y'all love your local politicians. At what point have we fared well collectively? And if you can't tell me from this time to this time, so we can go back and we can study what happened so that we can get back to that place, I think you need to re-examine your choices. Why are you on the seesaw of the political spectrum? 4 years is this, 4 years is that, 4 years is this, 4 years is that. I promise I'm going to do something for the niggers. I promise one of these days I'm going to do something for the niggers. Never. But we want so bad. As a collective, we want so bad to be invited to the cookout. Oh, I'm stepping on somebody's toes. I'm stepping on your toes. You want so bad to be invited to their cookout so that you feel proud to be an American where at least you know you're free. Come on, bro. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. You're not as black as you pretend to be. Your politics are betraying you, boo. Your politics are betraying your so-called ideology. You want to be just like them while you singing Kendrick Lamar, not like us. Negro, you want to be like them. You want to be like them. Why? Because as long as you can have proximity to power, you're okay with it. You have no power. But as long as you can rub shoulders with what you believe is power, that's good enough for you. And then you're going to get the one of them, they're going to call me an immigrant, right? They're going to say, oh, she in the island, she an immigrant. No, boo, I'm an American like you, right? Born in the United States to an ADOS father from Texas, born in North Carolina. I live the American nightmare just like my brothers and sisters. I'm not an outsider looking in. I see it all. I've experienced it too. I've been called a nigga to my face. I've been stopped by the police too, unnecessarily. Married to an ADOS man with 10 ADOS children. Listen, I'm saying to you that your identity politics has got you lost because you have the wrong identity. You have the wrong identity. You don't even know who you are. Some of y'all think this is brand new. Some of y'all think this is brand new. I ain't brand new. Bro, I've been doing this for a long time. I'll play a little bit of this video. I shared this 4 years ago. I'm not gonna play the whole video, but I want y'all to hear this ain't nothing new for me. I don't care whether you're in the house or on the field. If you think in these terms, you are a plantation Negro. And I'm going to explain to you why it is that you are causing destruction to your own community. You got your House Negroes. Those are your Republican Negroes. Those are your Candace Owens. Those are your Jesse Lee Petersons. Those are the type of people that want to look down on Black people and they want to say, oh, your problem is that you tear up everything that you have. Your problem is that you're ghetto, you're ratchet. Your problem is that you have sex outside of wedlock and make a bunch of babies outside of wedlock. Your problem is that you don't want to be educated. You're hating on your own people, and what you don't even realize is that you are denying the real history of what has happened to Black people in this country from 1619. The slavery of the mind, the slavery and change, you are denying your own people, your own ancestors. I had this guy say one time to me, Negro lights, when I was talking to him about who we are as the Hebrews. And I told him one time, when he said that, I said, you are a Negro. While you're trying to disrespect me, you're disrespecting yourself. So for all you house Negroes, all you people out there who say that Black people are living impoverished because they tear up everything that they have, let me tell you something. You are causing destruction to your own self. You see, because you don't know what history, what your parents' had to go through in order for you to be able to even sit up here and criticize your own people. Now we got the field Negroes to deal with. Those on the Democratic side. Those people who say it's going to be Bernie Sanders, or it's going to be Kamala Harris, or it's going to be Elizabeth Warren, or it's going to be one of them that sets us free. We got to vote. We got to keep going out to the polls and voting. Let me ask y'all something, Republicans and Democrats. When have any of these politicians ever answered the question of the Black plight? When have any of these politicians ever taken time to address the real issues other than just talking about it and good talking points that sound relevant, getting a few hand claps and doing absolutely nothing about the Black community? I mean, nothing tangible. They offer a few sellouts, a few house Negro sellouts, a little bit of money, just so they can continue to keep us in a drunken stupor. Y'all, the problem is that both house Negroes and field Negroes still don't understand the real solution. And now when I tell you the real solution, because you're mind warped, you're going to think, oh, well, there you go again, talking about, oh, it's prayer, it's God. Well, it is the Most High, because you don't know who you are. That's the problem. You don't read scripture. You don't understand Deuteronomy 28. You don't understand the curses that have been put upon us as a people because of our disobedience, because of our turning away from him. You are very much like your ancestors, the same ancestors who wanted a King Saul. When he wanted to be the leader of his people, y'all wanted to be just like the heathen nations. Let's get back to the field Negroes. For this is for you ladies. Okay? My sisters, I respect you, but I don't. So I want to keep it on the politics, but most definitely feel free to hear the whole message. Because it don't matter whether you in the field or the house, you're still on the plantation if you can't get outside of this Babylonian mindset. Y'all teasing my pigtails. Yeah, I'm a little Southern girl. I say I'm Southern Caribbean. But yes, I am definitely through and through a Southern girl. And I just hate seeing my people like this. I hate seeing us back and forth arguing amongst ourselves over this Babylonian system that can't stand none of us. You understand what I'm saying? This system can't stand any of us. And it's not solely on our melanin. Yes, that is a huge factor. But it's because of who we are. They are more aware of who we are than we are. And that's why they have to, every 4 years, put us through all of these cycles of psychological warfare. And the PTSD, post-traumatic slave disorder, kicks right on in. And our people go, okay, well, I gotta go and vote for another term. And then we sit there and we lie to ourselves. And we say, well, they can't do nothing specifically for us because we're all Americans. While they passing legislation for the Asians, while they giving money to the Jewish people in the state of Israel, while they giving money to the Ukrainians. I mean, come on. They passing LGBT legislation. But we, can't be specific to us. I'm gonna keep voting. Cause I don't want no Trump now. Come on, y'all. They understand our mindset collectively because they've trained our mindset collectively. And it is only those of us who are brave enough to look in the mirror and say, I have been used as a pawn and a tool of the Babylonian system, and I want real freedom. Who am I really? That the Most High can wake up. Because the rest of y'all just gonna stay asleep. And if you're gonna love Babylon, then you're gonna go out with Babylon. But the Most High has already warned you, come out of her, my people, so that you won't have to partake of her plagues. Do you love Babylon so much that you're willing to go down with the ship? I mean, come on. How many times does the Simpsons have to predict for you where their politics are? How many times? It's right in your face. And yet you're ignoring that which is right in your face because you're really a scary Negro. And you're scared that if you come up out and step out of that line, like she said, something's going to happen to you. But I'm here to tell you that if you stay in that burning house, the one that MLK talked about, you're going to get burned. He said, I fear I led my people into a burning house. You think he was talking about civil rights? He was talking about Babylon. That's why they took him out. That's why every year at his birthday, they keep telling you about the continuity of character. And they keep messages from you where he said, we coming for our check. Well, that's it and that's all, because apparently all them folk that was in here earlier, their demons stirred them up, and then they left. I put out the line for y'all to come on. And the only one who came on was the sister who told her like it was. She was in that matrix. The Most High showed her. You need to get up out of here. Just examine your heart. Examine your heart. Shout out to Sister Carol for the super sticker. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Roxy Ma 6, thank you. Or Roxy May, I apologize if I messed that up. Thank you so much for your super sticker as well. I appreciate you. Listen, every time that y'all give to this platform, you support, your likes, your subscriptions, your shares, your financial support, it makes a huge impact. You just have no idea how much of a huge impact it makes, but it really does. So thank you for those of you who continue to support. Again, shout out to the entire community for your love and your support for Sister Anastasia and baby Nehemiah. I'll continue to update you as I have updates. But we gotta learn, fam. We've got to learn to obey the Most High. We've got to learn to stick together as one people, unified for His glory. For His glory, because He's worthy of the glory. He's the one that's going to deliver us out of Babylon. We just pray for our brothers and sisters who are still stuck in the matrix, that He opens up their eyes so that they don't perish in the system. Shout out to Sister Yaja Sherelle. Thank you so much for your super sticker as well. I appreciate you. Y'all willing, I will be back on this weekend with Brother Ron Dalton. He is going to be having a discussion about some things that have been coming up, about his character, and I think it's very important for him to address it. One of the things that we don't want to do on this platform is be biased. We love to be able to confront things right where they're at, and so giving Brother Ron an opportunity to share some things, especially in light of the times that we're in. Scripture makes it clear that you are to know those who labor among you. So as we get opportunities to minister to you, you should know more about who we are and our character, and that should always be central and key. Why? Because the Most High does things in decency and order. So all praises to the Most High for the work He's doing in and through all of us laborers as we are laboring to do His work. Thank you so much, Zenobia, for your super sticker. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you all so much. May Yahuwah greatly bless all of you until we meet again. As always, family, love yourselves without hating your enemies. And until next time, Yah bless. Oh, thank you so much, Kaholi. I appreciate your super sticker. I wanted to say that before I close out. Thank you very much. Yah bless and Salama.